Hello traders and welcome in a new daily market analysis video. Today is the 9th of June 2022 and this video is brought to you by the market research team at Prime. Today is basically the second most important day during this week on terms of the economic agenda. We will be having the ECB meeting today and the interest rate decision. Let's have a quick look on the markets. What do we expect and how to trade the euro versus the US dollar during this day? This will be discussed in today's video. Please stay tuned. Starting with the economic agenda for today, we can see that the main risk event today on Thursday, the 9th of June, is basically regarding the Eurozone. We do have the ECB interest rate decision to be announced at 11:45 GMT. Basically, the ECB is expected to keep interest rates around the same levels of 0% roughly. However, we will be highly looking for the sentiment from the ECB, whether it's hawkish or more dovish than expected, as markets at the moment are pricing about 75 basis points of a rate hike during this year. That should start during July's meeting. So we need to know basically, will the ECB meet market expectations and rate hikes starting from July? This could be hinted, or any hints could be given during this meeting, and this is why we will be highly looking for the euro versus the US dollar. We also have the weekly initial jobless claims figure. It's expected to slightly increase to 210,000 new claims during the past week. However, this basically shouldn't affect the trading during today's sessions. Let's have a quick look on the technical analysis and the charts. Starting with the dollar index here, basically most of the markets still didn't do pretty much any movement since yesterday or during this week at all. The dollar index is still trading below the key resistance that we mentioned at 102.75. We mentioned more than once during this week, as long as we are trading below this level, we are basically bearish on the dollar index. We haven't had any much movement during yesterday's sessions, so we still stick to our same technical bias. As long as we're trading below 102.75, we will basically be targeting the levels of 102.20 as well as 101.80. The euro and the pound versus the US dollar pretty much is doing nothing at the moment. We are still in this sideways range. It seems to me that we are trading with lower volatility, so the volatility is basically shrinking, which means that it looks to me like a symmetrical triangle. This basically is expected to end to the downside. However, the more conservative approach would be to wait for a break below 1.0627 for a short on the euro versus the pound, the euro versus the dollar. Regarding the pound versus the dollar, it's basically pretty much the same. We are having this sideways range. Any lower low below 1.2458 should basically be our short entry trigger to the levels of 1.22 one more time. Having a look on the gold trading, pretty much doing nothing still. Basically, we mentioned in yesterday's video that we will be having our target set around 1858 roughly. We did reach our target. However, we are still trading in this sideways range on the 30 minutes time frame. Basically, the key level to watch for during today's trading should be this one. Look at how many times the price found resistance around the levels of 1857 and 1858 roughly. So any break above basically should be a long entry position just to the levels of 1875. Having a look on the US indices, nothing happened. We are still in the sideways range on the Dow Jones as well as the S&P. We do have our targets, long targets, around 34,000 on the US Dow Jones and 4,300 on the S&P. That was all for today's daily market analysis video. Thank you so much for watching and please stay safe.